Hello. I hope you're having a really good day. Today we're going to talk about several things. First of all, we're going to address some exclusive news that we got on Friday. Then we're going to discuss the games that happened on Thursday and on Friday regarding the FA Cup. And then we're going to present to you my guide for Gameweek 22 and how you should tackle it and where you should focus and what should be your priorities. So stay tuned up until the end. If you enjoy my content and want to see more, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I hope that you will visit the channel next time when I post another video. Now, let's start with the elephant in the room. Jurgen Klopp announced that he is stepping down as a Liverpool manager. Here I'm going to put my thoughts. I believe that is pretty devastating for the Liverpool community. I mean, Jurgen Klopp has massively changed the Liverpool side and the Liverpool mentality, and no one now thinks of Liverpool as a little club and a club that is always maximum second place and cannot win anything. He had an amazing almost 9-year span in charge of Liverpool. I enjoyed almost every season under him as I'm a Liverpool fan, and this was pretty good change from the Roy Hodgson / Brendan Rodgers times when we were pretty close to some silverware, but never too close. He built some world-class players. He built some players that I didn't expect to reach some heights. But in my honest opinion, if he was to live on his own terms, this was the best time to do so. First of all, he started rebuilding Liverpool, so he has a solid foundation that he's leaving behind. So there won't be anything major changing in the lineup. Most of the players are under long-term contracts. Several of them are up to 1 or 2 years, but the most important players are tied down. He is in contention to win 4 tournaments so far, so he can go back on a wild, go away on a wild horse with some silverware on his back. He is going to be regarded as a cult hero, but sometimes you need to move on. If he was to stay more than 1 season from now on, he would have stayed for 3 to 5 years more, at least in my honest opinion, which is not a bad thing. But somehow and sometimes a person needs a rest, and that's what Jurgen is referring to, that he needs a rest, and that's why he is taking that break, and he's going to take a break from managing. And let's see where he ends up. Maybe at the Spanish La Liga to win it there as well, maybe in a national team. We have to see, but I respect his decision. Now, more shakier times are coming Liverpool's way, but I believe they will manage, especially with the very good group of players that they have. Anyone who comes in charge will be pretty pleased with the players that he has. Maybe the owners will invest some money with the new coach and will back him up. We have to see what lies in the future, but yeah, I wanted to address that change. And as a Liverpool fan, I'm sad, but I respect that decision, and I'm looking forward to the next possible thing. Because like Jurgen said, if last season was someone else, not Jurgen, he would have been sacked. And that meant that the only time when Liverpool are going to be without Klopp is under his own terms, and I believe that is the ideal time to put his own terms and leave behind a pretty good squad that I'm pretty happy with, and I think good times lies ahead to Liverpool. Now, discussing the FA Cup fixtures. On Thursday, Bournemouth destroyed Swansea. They scored 5 goals, so they are into the 5th round, which means that they're going to have a blank game week, but we're going to discuss that in a minute. Sheffield Wednesday, Coventry, it's not a Prem team related, so I wouldn't touch it a lot. Crystal Forest 0-0. I didn't manage to take a look at the game yet, but I will come back with more information after I take a closer look. But it's a replay for Forest. Chelsea Villa, it was a pretty good game in Chelsea's favorites, but they didn't manage to win. So another replay for a Prem team. That means around between Gameweek 23 and 24, I believe it's the ideal time for them to replay the game. But we have nothing yet confirmed, so we have to see. But yeah, Chelsea, Aston Villa leave everything for the replay. And Tottenham Manchester City ended like 10 minutes ago. I watched the whole game. It was a pretty stalemate game. Like City had way more chances, like Spurs had one for the whole game, while City had some terrible miss. Like Kevin De Bruyne didn't hit the target. Alvarez almost scored, and then Ake scored from a pretty shaky corner kick, if I have to be honest, but it's, in my opinion, Spurs' goalkeeper's fault. He didn't tell anyone to push away Ruben Dias, which is something that maybe even Richarlison could have done so, maybe Maddison, Brennan Johnson, Højbjerg, someone who is not participating actively in the defensive part, just to push away Ruben Dias and have Vicario enough space to block the ball. But they scored from a corner kick, and I believe that this was the right decision, the goal to stand, and City are through the 5th round. What that means for the upcoming fixtures. So I believe FA Cup 5th round is in Gameweek 29. And we so far have 2 games that have been postponed. It's Bournemouth Wolves, one of the games that is not going to be played. So we have to see how we're going to manage that. And Brighton Manchester City. That means the likes of Erling Haaland, Foden, Kevin De Bruyne wouldn't be playing in Gameweek 29, so we have to see how our sides are going to adapt. And that means 100% that Brighton's team in Estupinian, Gross if you own him, maybe Joao Pedro if you own him, they are not going to play as well. From Wolves' perspective, I own Dawson, so he isn't playing. Wanke isn't playing from Bournemouth's perspective. Chan, when he returns from international duty, isn't going to be playing. Cunha from West Ham isn't going to be playing. So yeah, a lot of players already missing a lot of games. Tomorrow there are games like Fulham Newcastle and Everton Luton. And yeah, those are the Prem clashes. Yeah, and Sheffield Brighton. So we have to see who progresses further ahead, but I believe that Liverpool's fixture is going to be postponed. If Newcastle beat Fulham, Spurs is going to be played, so Spurs players are going to be integral up until Gameweek 29. Fulham players are going to take the part. If Newcastle lose, by the way, Newcastle Crystal Palace is taking place, so yeah, we have at least 2 games confirmed. So it's either going to be Palace Newcastle or Fulham Spurs, and it's going to be either Arsenal Chelsea or West Ham Aston Villa. The other teams, Luton and Forest, are still in the competition. Brentford Burnley are playing, so we have 1 fixture confirmed and 2 more for sure to come. So at least 3 fixtures are going to be played. There is a big chance that only 3 fixtures are played, which is going to be a pretty interesting week. We have to see when the postponements are going to take place, maybe in a midweek or before that or after that. We have to see. Nothing yet is confirmed, so don't do anything rush. That's what I wanted to discuss about Gameweek 29's blanks due to FA Cup 5th round. Now let's go to Gameweek 22 fixtures and see where and what are the most important fixtures at that game week. For me, there are several matches that can bring you a lot of points. I see Brighton Luton as a very good thing for Brighton players to bring a lot of points, and I believe if you own Estupinian, it's going to be enough, let's be honest, because there are some better players that are involved in those games, in the other games, and you need them. So Estupinian is a pretty good pick. From Arsenal's perspective, we don't know what the situation with Gabriel is still, but I have a feeling that he's going to be alright. And here an Arsenal attacker, with the way Forest are defending at the minute and with so many injury problems and international duty players, I believe Arsenal are going to score a lot of goals, and I see Forest conceding a lot, so Arsenal attacker here is a good thing to own. Fulham Everton, I see this is a 0-0 game if I have to be honest, but maybe Everton will continue racking up some points. Palace Sheffield, I'm just not interested. 2 sides that are in a pretty bad shape, but Villa Newcastle is going to be pretty good. I believe both of the teams are scoring, so investing in their attackers seems alright, especially with the fixture runs that they are having in the future. Like Villa has Sheffield United, Fulham, Forest, Luton, and they are playing all of those fixtures, while Newcastle are having Luton, Forest, Bournemouth, Arsenal, and then Wolves, so good fixtures as well. So if you want to get Villa or Newcastle forward, it's a good time to do so. I believe a lot of goals are coming in that fixture. City Burnley, for me here lies the captain decision for you. It's either going to be Haaland if he's fit, or Foden in my opinion, because KDB will not be able to play in 4 days time starting row position, and I believe if Haaland is not fit, Alvarez is going to be playing and Foden is going to be playing 100%. So in my opinion, Captain Foden is going to be a very good decision. Spurs Brentford, I expect Tony to score here, but I expect Brentford to concede once again. So players like Richarlison, even Maddison, who is back from an injury, which is a great highlight from the game against Manchester City. He's not ready for 90 minutes, no way he is, but for sure after that game, Richarlison is a pretty good shout out, and I believe that he should be a very strong contention to come into a lot of teams. Not in mine, because Maddison and Son, when they return, they have Werner, Richarlison, Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski, who is going to play now. They have 6 forwards who are going to be playing, and I see Maddison and Son as the only nailed one, so we have to see. Liverpool Chelsea, we have to see yet if Trent, Szoboszlai and Robo will be fit for that fixture, so it's a little bit tricky now. Chelsea played alright. They will have 2 days more of a rest, which is absurd, and I don't know why this happened. But Liverpool play on Sunday. Do they play on Sunday or not? Let me check. I'm not sure. Let's see. So FA Cup. Yeah, Liverpool play on Sunday, which is absurd in my opinion, but that's how the schedule works. Chelsea will have 2 days more for rest, and that's the way it's going to be. West Ham Bournemouth, I believe it's time West Ham to score some goals. Kudus is going to be back. Paqueta is still injured, but Kudus and Bowen can do serious damage to Bournemouth, which defense is not pretty comfortable playing. So if you want to focus on another game that both teams are most probably going to score, go for Bournemouth West Ham. In my opinion, Aston Villa Newcastle and West Ham Bournemouth are going to be unpredictable, and a lot of teams are going to score. A lot of players are going to score good points there from the offensive perspective. And Wolves United, I see that game as unpredictable as well. But there is a game on Thursday which is on 1st, and then they play on the 4th, like only 3 days for a turnaround. It's a little too little in my opinion, but that's the schedule. And yeah, now the game weeks are coming in quick succession. This is the 15th day since the start of game week 21 and up until game week 2, and we have like 3 days more, so 18 days between one game week, and then it's only 1 day between that, but we are going to prepare as good as possible. That's a wrap for the things that I'm going to say regarding transfers. If we go to who is most brought in, it's KDB, 1 million managers, like that's absurd. Palmer, once again, 250, it's a good number as well. Tony, Diogo Jota and Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro, I'm a little bit skeptical because Maddison is now going to be back, so that means the set pieces are going to be taken by Maddison, which is bad for Pedro Porro's appeal, but it is what it is. Estupiñán is still brought in, like 27%. Isaac, which is a pretty good transfer in hindsight. Richarlison, Gordon, like Haaland is brought in 100,000 times, but he has been transferred out. Transferred out this round like 200 times, so he is minus 100 people ownership. Salah has been sold a lot of times. Son, Bowen, I don't know why Bowen is being sold, but it is what it is. Arnold, yeah, he's being sold, that's fair. Haaland, Foden, Watkins, I don't understand why those players are being sold. Maybe because Watkins has blanked in 3 of the last 4 games, but this means that he's soon to Hull. because when he starts blanking a little bit, then he explodes and he brings a lot of points to the table. Saka has been sold still, Solanke, Kudus. Like, I don't understand those sales. I believe players like Owen, Arnold, Haaland, Foden, Watkins, Alvarez, Saka, Solanke, Kudus, they are going to be integral for the future weeks, and it's pretty disastrous for players that are selling them out. I don't see anyone missing here from number, but I'm pretty surprised with that 1 million transfers in. Like, everyone expects KDB back to the form. Yeah, he scored like 12 points last game week, but he played only one game so far, and he's been like 15 minutes. We have to see how he's going to progress. Palmer, I understand that. Tony, I understand that he's going to be pretty good for Brentford. Like, see, 7 losses in the last 8 games and he comes back and it's a win. I don't see them winning against Spurs and City and Liverpool and City again, but you never know when Tony is going to surprise everyone. Diogo Jota, I understand that, especially with the Salah injuries. Pedro Porro, yeah, I understand that. Estupinian, Isaac, Gordon and Foden, and I draw the line here. Below that, I don't... No, I see it like Saka, Watkins, Solanke, but like Gordon is... Foden is the last player over 100,000 that I can say with a gut that is going to be good. Darwin is a great shout out. Like, he has been scoring in 2 points in 3 consecutive games, but before that in 7 he assisted only 2 goals, which is not ideal. Yeah, he is hit or a miss. You just have to get him when he is a hit. My team, how does it look right now? The only thing that I'm worried about is injury for Trent, but we have to see. I still have my transfer. For now, the captain is Foden. The vice captaincy will go to Saka for sure. And yeah, I want to learn if Trent is fit and if Haaland is fit. If Haaland is fit, Alvarez is out and Haaland is in. If he's not fit for the Wednesday fixture, like, we will know on Tuesday. If he's not fit for Wednesday, he's not going to get in. Alvarez and Foden will play for the last time most probably, because then there are 5 days more for him to come back, like here. So we have to see. But yeah, guys, I believe that's a good guide for Gameweek 22. If you have any questions regarding anything, write down in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I hope to see you tomorrow with another very good video coming your way. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.